Hi boys and girls, welcome to Adding Three Sets of Numbers. The distance learning packet pages that we will use today are pages 11 and 14. The other materials that you'll need would be your math journal and your pencil. Let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is go over our math boxes from the previous lesson. So this is page 276. If you notice that you have any wrong, please fix those with your pencil and eraser. If we look at question number 1, 8 flower boxes, 4 plants in each box, how many plants? So I first filled in the diagram. I put my 8 in the boxes category, 4 in the plants per box, and I'm solving for plants in all. When I'm solving 8 times 4, I could have drawn a picture, I could have made an array. I also, when I have times 4, like to think double double. So I know 8 plus 8 is 16, and I know 16 plus 16 is equal to 32, giving me my answer of 32 plants. For question number 2, we have a 2 by 4 array. 2 times 4 is equal to 8, so we have 8 dots in all. For question number 3, you could have solved this any way you like, but we had 78 plus 26. I know that 8 plus 6 is 14. I carried my 1, put my 4 below. 7 plus 2 plus 1 is 10, giving me my answer of D, 104. For question 4, you're continuing the count, counting by ones. So I had 5,099, 5,100, 5,101. Then they gave me 5,102. I had 5,103, 5,104. And in the last row, we had 5,105, then 5,106, and lastly 5,107. For question number 5, use an inch ruler to find the perimeter of the hexagon. So I modeled before lining up that template to see that each of the sides of the hexagon are 1 inch. Then when I add up all of my 6 sides, I would see that the perimeter is 6 inches. For question number 6, our rule is times 2. If our in is 0, then our out is also 0. If our in is 1, 1 times 2, our out is 2. If our in is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. Since I'm given the out 6, I need to do the opposite and divide. 6 divided by 2 is 3. When 4 is my in, 4 times 2 is 8. When 10 is my out, I need to do the opposite and divide. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Please double check and make sure you have this all correct and fix any of your mistakes with your pencil and eraser. The next thing we're going to do is work a little bit on our addition fluency facts. So I want you to see how many of these facts you're able to complete in 1 minute. And I'm going to just kind of show you first what this will look like before I start the timer. So I have 4 columns of 5 facts. So a total of 20 facts that I'm hoping you can do in 1 minute. So what this would look like when I start the timer, when you see the facts, you would say 4 plus 7 equals 11. 9 plus 4 equals 13. 3 plus 7 equals 10. 0 plus 9 equals 9. 3 plus 2 equals 5. I want you to see if you can get each of these within the 15 seconds. So after each 15 seconds, I'll move over a column. Okay? So again, let's see how many you're able to complete in 1 minute. And I'll leave this like this. Ready? Here we go. All right, that's 1 minute. If you want to try again to see if you can get even faster, you can rewind and play this one more time. The next thing we're going to do today is look at our spiral math review. So if you can open up your distance learning packet to page 14, you're going to see that there's 5 different days. We are just going to focus on day 1 today. So if you can look at these first 5 problems, in just a moment I'm going to ask you to pause the video, solve these 5 problems, and then press play when you're ready to hear the answer. All right, second graders, you're going to notice mine looks a little bit different because I wanted to have these problems a little bit bigger. So if you're still looking at day 1, still in that spiral math review, you should have solved 19 minus 2 to get 17. You should have had 8 minus 7 to get you to 1, and 6 minus 0 to get you to 6. If you notice that you have any of these wrong, you can fix these with your pencil and eraser. Then we had the problem 44 plus 46. I know that 4 plus 6 is 10. Notice how I carried my 1, I put my 0 below. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 more is 9 to give me 90 for my answer. For this next problem, we had 52 plus 15. I know 2 plus 5 is 7, and 5 plus 1 is 6, giving me the answer 67. Then I had 52 minus 30. I know 2 minus 0 is 2, and 5 minus 3 is 2, giving me the answer of 22. And for the last one, we had 67 minus 31. I know 7 minus 1 is 6, and 6 minus 3 is 3, giving me the answer of 36. We'll keep working on these spiral reviews throughout the week, and we'll just keep moving down each day. We're going to talk about one more page in our distance learning packet today. So if you can find page 11, that's called Adding 3 Sets of Numbers with Regrouping. So for the directions, we're going to solve the math problems on the peeps and then color a peep in a box that matches the sum. If you're noticing, once you're done solving, you do not see your answer up here, then that lets you know that you need to try that one more time because you maybe made a mistake. So today I'm going to do 3 problems with you, and then I'm going to ask that you complete the rest on your own. So in a moment, if you want to pause the video and solve the 3 that have the green box on top, and then we'll talk about those answers. All right, second graders, let's look at this first box. So we had the problem 32 plus 24 plus 35. So I'm solving 4 plus 5, which I know is 9, plus 2 more gives me 11. Notice how I carried my 1 and I put my 1 below. Then I have 3 plus 3, which is 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 1 more to get me to 9, giving me my answer of 91. Now I can see that this peep has the answer of 91. So notice how I colored in that peep for the answer. Let's try this third problem. We had 73 plus 6 plus 25. So I know that 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 5 more would get me to 14. Notice how I carried my 1 and put my 4 below. Then I had 7 plus 2 plus 1, which brought me to 10. So my answer was 104. And I found that peep right in the front, so I shaded that in after I solved my answer. And for the last problem that I'm going to work with you today, I had 97 plus 98 plus 99. Notice how I made a little line on the side here. 7 plus 8 I know is 15. Then when I added 9 more, I got 24. So I carried my 2, put my 4 below. Now I'm adding 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 2 more to get me to 29. So my answer was 294. And I should have found that in this last peep. So again, what I would like you to do is I would like you to finish the remaining 5 problems. And then once you're done, take a picture, send that picture to your classroom teacher on Seesaw, and we will go over this page in our next video. The last thing I wanted to mention to you today is the last day that we will use our math journal. For future lessons, we will be using the second grade distance learning packet. If you want more practice either during distance learning or over the summer, feel free to complete any of the math journal pages that we did not get to. All right, I will see you next time.